Hi, thanks so much for clicking on this video. I appreciate it. It won't take much of your time, but actually what I should do is pull over before I get pulled over. My name is George. This is the Strombo Show, House of Strombo channel. It's mostly shot in my home. Why? I'll tell you. I've been lucky to do this for over 32 years, this career, talking to some of the most interesting people to have ever lived in all walks of life. But a real highlight in my career when I was in my 20s, in the 90s, was when I worked at a radio station in Toronto. And we broadcast from a storefront, so the doors were open. You could come in and hang out while we made our shows live, but you could also come and hang out and get this close to your favorite bands for conversations or performances. Then a few years later, I left that place and went around the corner in Toronto to a music video channel called Much Music. Much Music, if you're not from Canada, it's like MTV, except I think it was way cooler. And a lot of people feel that way as well. Same idea though. We had big windows on the street. People would come from all over the country to hang out with us while we got really intimate and interactive with some of their favorite bands of all time. I left that, ended up hosting a late night talk show for a decade and then gone on to do a bunch of other stuff as well. But those moments at those two places were really impactful for me. There was a real connection between who was watching and who was making the music. So one day I was walking down the street past the old radio station, hung right onto Queen Street in Toronto, past the old TV station, and neither of those places were doing that anymore. They ceased to be vibrant and vital community members by letting people in. I thought, well, that's a shame. F it. I'm going to do it at my house, where I live, cook, eat, and sleep, and other things. And so I started to invite some of the best bands in the world to play in my home and have conversations, and not just bands, authors and thinkers and idea makers. I just thought, let's make this a home for really good conversations. And then I started to open the doors and let you in. And there were people in my life who said, don't be crazy, but what are you doing letting strangers in your house? And I thought, well, no one's really strangers if we're all made up of the same molecules. So there's a lot of really great stuff on this channel, some of your favorites, some of your soon to be favorites. And I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel. But I would love it more if you'd watch a video and then share it with your friends and then watch another one and let them all know that if you love music and you love conversations and you love ideas, then the Strombo Show, House of Strombo channel is the place to be.